Please like the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification for instant updates.
Hello, welcome to Free3 family. Today we're going to see how to make charts and the top 5 charts that's very useful for us. Alright, so let's jump right to it. So we're going to see a line chart, we're going to see a bar chart, different types of bar chart, a donut chart. We're going to see a normal bar chart and then a column chart. And then you see we're going to just use the same data to make both the column and the bar charts. Alright, so just a rough explanation of how we have to make a graph is to first visualize what we want to have, the graph type, and that depends on the type of data that you have, and then we have to format the data in the process that we exactly in the particular format that we want, and then we have to apply the chart. Right, so basic steps. Okay, so for the line I've already put the data in the format here. So this one is a cumulative machinery, the baseline BL is baseline plan and actual is actuals. So I'll just zoom in to show you. So already formatted here, machinery cumulative, baseline plan, actual, and date. So in this date, what is the baseline, what is the actual in 18th Feb, and this one goes on until 6th of October. All right, so this is the data that we have across the different dates, what is the baseline and what is the actual. Right, now we need to insert recommended charts. We can click that or we can directly insert it by clicking this one. So we have a blank chart. Now we can add data to it. Right, we just click and resize it to fill the entire empty space. We select the data and then we first add the first one. The first one is the baseline and the value is, we again take care to select the first until the last. Make sure this is the same for all three, AY to JU, right? That range has to be the same for all the selected values. Now once that is done, we delete the earlier one and then we add the actual. This first is series name. The series name I can type in actuals or I just select the cell here, so whatever the value I put here will change, right? So it's a comfortable thing. Again, the series value I select from here to the last one, right? And by default the y-axis is numbers, but I need dates, so let me select the dates also, again from the first until the last, right? So that will give me a line chart. So I can just move this, I can resize it. So there's a simple formatting we can do, like we can make this bigger. It's a normal format, we can make this bigger, and if we want we can make this click on this, right click and then format data series, and then we can go here, we can make it a different color, maybe red color, and then we can make this really thick by increasing the width, right? So there's a whole bunch of formatting we can do with all these data. And if you want to add a parameter, you can just go to chart design and then you can add a quick chart element. Then you can add axis titles, chart title. Let me just add a chart title here. So I just add chart title here. Let's make it a bit bigger and call it machinery progress, right? Yes, go. Alright, so this is the first step we're going to see. Now to this we can add a whole bunch of formatting, but let's just leave it at this. Alright, okay. So the second one we're going to see is the column and the bar chart together. Now this data is also in the same, it's a similar data, except that here the values that we take on the right side is cumulative, correct? Cumulative. And this one is weekly, right? So the same machinery, weekly what was the plan, right? And what was the cumulative plan? So for weekly, the best way to represent is through a bar chart or through a column chart. All right, in this case we have a column chart and I've added a 2 moving average trend line to it. But trend line apart, adding a column chart is very easy. Okay, let's do it from scratch. I'll delete this. Again, the same way, go to insert. I can select the data and click recommended charts, or I can directly go here, insert columns, and then I'll just, now we have a blank column, right? And then right click, select data, I add. So the first one to add is baseline plan, and the data values from the first one to the last one. And I add one more, which is for actual. Again, I select from the first one to the last one. By default, it's coming in numbers, the axis. I don't need that. I want the dates. So again, I select from the first one to the last one, right? That's it. If I come down, we have a chart. Now this range is too big, and that is why we have a small chart. I mean, the bars are very small. We can zoom in to see. I can click this. I can make it a bit bigger. As usual, I can make it a bit bigger. Right? Now this chart, as we know, is all dynamic. So what I can choose to do is, if I go to the data and if I hide from here to here, like so, I'm just hiding the column, right? So what will happen is the chart also trims only the data, see? So the chart only shows the data that's exposed. The axis automatically adjusts itself. The same here, right? Now the trick to actually making the bars a bit bigger is, you can select this, right click, format data series, and we can adjust the series overlap and then gap width. These two we can adjust to make sure these two don't have a lot of gap in between. That's one way. Second way is we can click the axis, right click, format axis, and then you see here automatically select based. We can click text axis, or we can click date axis. Sometimes one of these two things works. All right, let's just click text axis for now and close it. So there we have a chart. Let's give a title for this one, make it a bit bigger, and call this weekly mechanical progress. All right. Now this is a column chart. We can convert the same column chart to a bar chart. So this entire data, the date will come on the left side, right? So I just click here, go to chart design, and then change chart type, and then make it a bar. Just go to the bar and select the first one. That's it. So it just flips it, right? So when will this be useful? A bar is usually used to represent multiple data. For example, if you have let's say 3 names or 3 countries that needs to be compared across several criteria, you can use a bar chart. There's a lot of other places a bar chart is more appropriate than a column, but usually they're interchangeable, so you can choose either one of them. All right. Okay. So now let's go to the fourth type, because one, you've seen 2 here, a bar and a column. So now let's go to the fourth type. So the fourth type is very simple. It's a pie chart. So yeah, a pie chart usually works by having just 2 complementary values which add up to a whole sum value. In this particular case, we have a 2 date and a remaining, and we have a total. So 2 date plus remaining is total, right? So remaining and to date are complementary values. So that is what drives this bar chart, right? So if I change, and there's a formula also given here. So if I put the to date to 1116, that brings the entire thing, right? So the actual is 100% shows here, and the remaining is 0. So that is how it is. If this is going to be 500, this adjusts, right? All right. So let's see how to do it. I delete it. Again, very simple. I go to insert. I have to insert a pie chart. The pie chart is here. I click here. What type of pie chart I want? I just want a normal pie chart. I just click here, right? I bring it to the location I want. I size it to the exact size I want, and then I right click, and then I go to select data. Now, the type of data I want is complementary. So I need to select to date and remaining. It doesn't matter what the total is, right? But there's a formula here that links the total and remaining. That's very important. All right. Okay. So the first one is I add the series name is to date, and the value is 500 in this case. And then I add one more. In this case, the series name is remaining, and the value is 616. And then I just press OK, right? Now, why is this not coming correctly? So as we can see here, it is not showing correctly. Why is that? Because if you go to the select data, we see here the axis is 1, but the value is selected as to date and remaining. This is what we did for a line chart and a bar chart. But for a pie chart, the axis is the value, right? It doesn't matter what the actual selected values are, right? In this case, the selected values have to be in the axis because the axis is round, unlike a linear axis. So we have to switch it, right? So once we switch it, the axis is to date and remaining, which is what is shown here, and that's okay, right? So now again we click here, right click, we go to format data series, or we can add data label. We can do a whole bunch of items. So let's add quickly data labels. Let's make them a bit bigger, and let's make it bold and make it white. And we can add also, go to chart design and add a chart title at the chart and call it progress percentage. Now you notice that I have not still added a percentage. Let's come to that and resolve that. So how to do that is right click, format data labels, and then here you can see a percentage column here. You can tick that. That's going to show the value as well as the percentage, right? Okay. So tada! So we have the actual bar chart based on these two. So on the same way, we can change it to this type also. It's a different type, that's all. You can go to the chart design and then change the chart type to this type or this type or this type, right? The same method for donut also. I don't want to repeat the same thing. I'll just convert this to a donut chart. Just go here, change chart type, click here. That's it. This is a donut chart. It's a normal pie chart, but you can have a different, better formatting. And yeah, I hope this video was useful. Thank you for your time.